This is Offhand Attack, and I refuse to look at the viewfinder.
I'm only going to look at the viewfinder. I'm going to pull it to him.
No, I'm going to. Just not right away. Now I can. Ready? Like that, like that, like that. James, I've got a bug witch in my nose noodle.
I probably should not be in a confined space with you.
I know. I'm sick, if you can't tell. We bought 2 Eye Bleeder energy drinks. I'm going to mix one with Theraflu. I'm going to pound them both right away and get some jet fuel in my body. But today, oh man, this is out of focus and it's not steady, and I'm sorry. Today we're going to talk about reskinning monsters. And the first thing I'm going to say is, stop painting your monsters like luxury cars. Here's why. Go to a luxury car. Hold on, let me get you in focus there. Is that better?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Oh, I will be.
Yeah.
Go to any luxury car website, right? So go to Buick.com. Go to. I guess it depends on your definition of a luxury car.
Yeah, I was expecting. You didn't say exotic car, but I thought exotic car.
Right.
That's my bad.
Cadillac. I'm naming just the
Lexus.
American ones, but Lexus. Go to BMW, Mercedes, all those. Especially the one I'm thinking of is Cadillac. The Cadillac website has 3 different shades of black, 3 different shades of white, and a limited amount of like bright colors. And so what the heck am I talking about? Well, if you're going to reskin a monster and you need to say, okay, I want a unique goblin to throw at my players, don't start with a goblin. Don't say, okay, well, how can I add this? Go to a different creature entirely. Pick an aquatic creature. Go to something absolutely different and then start there. Change the swim speed to a movement speed and then reskin those abilities, because you're already starting in this crazy place and you will have to reverse engineer your creativity to make it interesting.
Another thing you can do after you do that, so now you've taken this monster, potentially the only sea monster I can think of is the
Cthulhu!
The turtle dragon.
What is that, a sea? How is that a sea monster? Oh, I'm thinking the letter C, my friend.
Oh, I was like, what?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so a sea monster.
You see what I'm saying? I don't understand. Is it a hard C?
It's a hard C.
So the idea is, now that you've started with something crazy, you've picked a random monster, more
dragon
or less,
turtle.
something like dragon turtle, and you've reskinned it, but now it walks on land and upright, and it's not a turtle anymore. This advice doesn't work for a dragon turtle.
I was gonna say, but that's already interesting to me. Like, just taking the entire, all of the abilities, all the things this creature does, instead of saying, okay, well, time to make a sea monster, better start with the sea monster. Man, you're on the Cadillac website choosing 3 shades of pearlescent black.
Black, cool black, warm black.
Yeah, and I get that they're different, but to me, it's way more interesting. It's like, you know what? Well, what were you gonna say? You're on the hook for that.
I know. I was gonna say take 2 because it has to be close. So if you want a cool dragon to throw at your player, goblin to throw at your players, don't start with a goblin. Start with something else. So say you start with a rust monster, but you want it to sort of be a goblin, but you're reskinning it, so you don't want it to be a goblin. And this is almost cheesy. You may not believe that this will work, but don't say the word goblin and stay away from some of the more defining features. But when the players come across it, describe it as a goblin. Describe it being weird and old and grimy and maybe, yellow and it's got long teeth. And I'm like, if you don't say the word goblin, your players, depending on your description, will come up with something crazy. And now it's a brand new monster.
Exactly.
It's no longer a goblin.
That's actually a really good way to do it. And you can't slip and actually accidentally go, the goblin. I'm going to give you one more trick, and this is a quick one. And this works with any system. If you do want to say, you know what, Tim, I don't have time to go through and resurface, reskin a whole brand new monster. I'm playing in like 30 minutes. What do I do to this goblin? Go to the feats in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, or like in Fate, they have the different things like stunts. Take one of those and just throw it on the monster. Just grab it and say, okay, this monster does this now. Does it change the challenge rating? Yeah, but guess what? Now you've got this goblin that has the alert feat, which means that it can't be snuck up on, or any of the feats like that. Just throw it at the monster and add it to the stat block, and all of a sudden, boom, instant monster.
One more.
Oh, yeah.
We'll call this a footnote. The other thing is, this video is about reskinning monsters, but an important thing to note is There's nothing wrong with using the monsters in the monster manual. That should come as no surprise.
Yeah, true that.
But the idea is, Tim and I experienced this in a game that we were playing. We had never fought skeletons, was it?
Yep.
Somebody threw skeletons at us, and I mean,
And we were like,
skeletons are like,
awesome!
yeah, like, I've never fought skeletons. I fought them in, video games and like Icewind Dale and stuff, but never in
Exactly.
D&D. And so that was really cool, but you can, take a monster and reskin what they do. So take the goblin who usually, lives in caves and follows around like hobgoblins and are kind of stupid and lowly, and make them different. Make them live in rich houses. Make them
Oh, that's cool.
just like use different weapons
That's cool.
or have really nice armor, be very heroic and valorous.
Yeah,
And
that's
suddenly,
true.
like, yeah, it's a goblin, but your
Right,
players
you-
will not forget that goblin.
Exactly, and you're breaking the trope. But to kind of add on to what you're saying, I was playing in a game. It was a Provokers game. I play in an online campaign called the Provokers. And we're going through this dungeon delve, and, the dungeon master, Matt Click's just describing this creature, and we see these feathers on the ground, and we're like, dude, what is this thing? It turned out to be an owlbear. Had never fought an owlbear. Pretty popular monster, right? Iconic Dungeons and Dragons monster. Had never fought one, and it was one of the most memorable battles because he didn't say, oh, you're in an owlbear's lair. It was like, you
was a
see these
build-up.
feathers, you see, like owlbear scat, essentially, stuff like that. But like James was saying, don't be afraid to also use the old standbys, because a lot of players have never fought one, even though they've seen it in every edition and in video games and all that stuff. So
Yeah, and that's sort of another tip, like a different tip. But basically, don't come out and say, you see an owlbear. Because, pretend the characters in the game have never seen an owlbear before and
Sure.
describe what they see. And it becomes more memorable
There you
rather
go.
than saying, you see owlbears in front of you. Roll
exactly.
initiative.
So that's it. So that is how you make sure that you don't paint your monsters like luxury cars. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Make sure to visit tabletopterrors.com for more tips and articles and videos like this. And until the next time,
May your dice roll high. Nope.
yeah, I did it. I moved it because I didn't know if you were going to do it. So,
I don't usually. It's kind of your thing.
I know.
My thing is looking stoically at the camera while you say, may your dice roll high.
Go ahead, ready? May your dice roll. You can't move your own mouth.
I didn't know you were going to do it.
Until next time.
I knew it was coming.
Okay. Until take 3. Until next time. May your dice. Stop it.
I thought I could make it.
No, you got. Come here.
All right, take 4.
Until next time. Lion face, lemon face. Until next time. This is the end of the video. Everyone's going to stop watching. Until next time. Look at this one little hair.
You are a son of a
Okay.
goblin bear.
May your dice roll. Ah. 5 unsubscribed.
TabletopTerrors.com. Subscribe to our channel.